In today's video, we're gonna compare M2 manual before OPF and M2 competition with automatic and OPF, and mainly we are gonna focus on driver feelings. So in the M2 we have N55 engine, which was optimized for M2. M2 competition has M3 and M4 engine, S55 with this beautiful carbon fiber strut brace. Let's compare the sound. So the engines are on paper very similar, I would say. Here we have the 40 horsepower more, but in reality both cars are very powerful. What's a little bit different is the power delivery, because here we have twin turbo, so the engine is more linear, the pull is more linear. Here we have single turbo, and you really know and feel when the turbo kicks in. M2 competition has 40 horsepower more, 85 Nm more, but it also weighs more, 55 kilos to be precise. When we accelerated from 100 to 200 km per hour, we were surprised because the car accelerated the same. There was really literally no difference. There was difference when we accelerated from 50 to 120, I think. You cannot compare DCT with manual, but that was the only difference. Really, the engines pulls almost the same or the same. There is also a small difference in fuel consumption. The M2 competition has 1.3 liters higher fuel consumption. Also, in terms of drifting, they feel very similar. Both have limited slip differential, so you can have a lot of fun. What's specific maybe when you compare it to M3 or M4, these M2s have shorter wheelbase, which makes the drifting a little bit trickier, and you cannot sustain or maintain the drift like in M3 because it's not that stable. But for me, you have the feeling it's more dangerous but also more fun. Let's talk about chassis. For daily driving, both cars are very similar. The biggest difference is when you take it for back roads or to a track day. You can feel that M2 competition is very stiff and you can push it really hard and you feel that you are connected to the road. The M2, it's not that stiff as M2 competition. It's still nice to drive, but you can feel how the weight is transferred from side to side. If you are thinking about getting manual, I think it's a way to go because it's more engaging, more fun. Also, you don't have to drive very fast in order to enjoy the car. It has really nice function, this rev match. But if you live in a city and you are often in traffic jam, maybe this might be a little bit problem, but it's very fun to drive. Maybe if you buy only one car, DCT automatic gearbox might be better. Personally, I prefer automatic gearbox. This DCT is also very fun. It's brutal. When you upshift, you really feel how it kicks in the back. And also, I like to drift. And when I drift, I can upshift during a drift to higher gears, which makes also a lot of fun, and you can use it every day. In the interior, the biggest difference are the seats. You can see that this is very visually attractive, but what's funny is that the side hole is very similar to the M2. So let's make a final decision. You buy cars through emotion, so first you have to decide which kind of sound do you prefer more, M2 or M2 competition. Also, the chassis is very different. You have very stiff car, which is more connected to the road, and then you have the M2, which is sporty but not that stiff as M2 competition. But you can't make a bad decision, because if you don't like the sound of the M2 competition, you can buy aftermarket exhaust. On the M2, if you don't like the chassis, you want a more stiff chassis, you buy aftermarket chassis. So the nicest thing is that you can't make a bad decision. Both cars are perfect.